Hello and welcome. My name is Sam. I'm so excited. Maybe this is one of my favorite videos to film. Today we're talking about the 26 books that I'm planning to read in 2026. Normally, what I would typically do is do half of it being the 12 friends recommend 12 books and then the rest being like whatever. This time I'm doing a little bit different because I've done really bad at my 12 friends recommend 12 books for the last 2 years. And so instead of trying to force that, I'm just going to pick books that I genuinely want to read. So I have 4 categories, 6 books in each, and then I have my 2 besties that gave me some recommendations. So my 4 categories are 2025 releases that I wish I got to but just did not get to, 2026 releases, 2026 sequel releases. There is a little bit of overlap. We're going to ignore that. And then the final category is the 6 backlist picks that I really want to make sure I prioritize and definitely get to. Books that I've wanted to read for years, have been hearing about for so long, have always put them on a priority list, say that I for sure will get to them and then just haven't. So those are going to be the 4 categories. And then I have both Eliza and Daphne, my 2 book besties. They gave me a recommendation for my 12 friends. Recommend 12 books, extra light mode. So that's kind of what we're going to go over today. So I guess we'll start with my backlist category. So again, 6 books, 4 categories. You can math. First book in the backlist categories is The Kiss of Deception. This is by Mary E. Pearson. This is also the same author of the Bristol Keats book that I've heard very not great things about, so I'm a little nervous about it. But this is also the author of Dance of Thieves, I think, is set in this universe. So I want to read this trilogy first before I read Dance of Thieves and its duology sequel finale. I'm really excited for this. I mean, come on. And the floppiness. I don't know what this is about. Truly, I just am so excited. It came out in 2014, so it's definitely a backlist. It's a book that I had thrifted, and I'm so excited to find this on the shelves. I'm really excited and looking forward to this series. Again, can't tell you a whole lot. I feel like this and the Poison Study are like the 2 old fantasy series that I'm just like, why haven't I read these? So I'm definitely putting this one on the list. I tried to prioritize a mix of on my TBR shelf and like just, really want to get to, but it's on the shelf, it's on the list. Next, we've got a book that's actually been on my yearly TBRs before. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 4 at this point. Who knows? Time is an illusion. I had Dreams Lie Beneath on some year-long TBR, our fantasy, and I want to say maybe my 22 and 22 or something like that. I don't remember, but Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross, who's a very popular author now. I don't remember if this was her debut. No, she wrote the Queen's Rising series first, but I've just been really intrigued about this one. I don't remember a lot about it anymore because this was a Owl Crate special edition that came out in 2021, and every year I look at it and I go, I really want to read that. It just sounds right up my alley. I love dream magic. I just recently read Bad Creed. So good. So I'm hoping to get more whimsical magic. I've read Strange the Dreamer. I want more things like that. So I'm really hoping this does it for me. I'm very excited about it. But nobody really talks about it either. So also a YA pick. And then I have, I believe, another young adult, but I could be wrong. This is a Fairy Loot special edition of The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdy. I love fairy tale books. I just think that they're so magical. They're so to their core. There's always a nice message, but it's also just whimsy, but also a little bit dark. I just love everything about a fairy tale. So I'm really excited for this. It's clearly got Little Red Riding Hood vibes to it. This is a little bit more recent. This came out in 2023, but I've just been intrigued by it and no one talks about it. So I try to just forget about it. And I don't want to. I want to make sure I prioritize this beautiful, beautiful edition. I'm really intrigued by it. I can't wait to pick it up. I don't know if it's a direct Little Red Riding Hood, but grown up story or not, but I think it's going to have to do with telling stories and story tales in general. She's going on a journey through a forest to reverse a curse and save her mother and village. And she goes along with a friend who may or may not be a lover. They look so freaking nice. So I'm just really intrigued by this one. Very excited for it. Hoping for a fantastic time. The last physical book for this category is Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Gillig. Rachel Griffin. I'm so sorry. That was so rude of me. I've really enjoyed Rachel Griffin in the past. My goodness, Samantha, get it together. I've really enjoyed her in the past. I gave The Nature of Witches 4 stars, and I gave Wild as the Witch, I think 5 stars. And I have that one customized, personalized to me. Thank you so much. But I haven't picked this one up. I was so excited for it. I pre-ordered it immediately because I needed the nice special edition first release of it because I'm a big fan. I'm really excited for their next release coming out in 26, which is the Sun and the Star Maker. I cannot wait. But I feel like it only makes sense that I finish the backlist. I read the next thing before I jump into the new release. So I really want to read Bring Me Your Midnight. I remember nothing about this. I do think it might be more water-based, but she loves writing witchy stories specifically set in the Pacific Northwest, which I really, vibe with, seeing as I'm in Oregon. A lush romantic fantasy about forbidden love, the choices we make, and the pull between duty and desire. Yeah, I just know this is going to be 5 stars, if not at least 4. Like, I just love her work, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm happy to be forcing myself to read it. The next 2, I believe I have on Audible, and I think I'll have to purchase one if I can't find it in the library, but the first one is Heart of the Fae or Heart of Fae by Emma Ham. I've been really interested in her works. She's written quite a few books, all of them being very like romantic fantasy stories, and this has been on my radar since I think I started my booktube channel. I don't know when it came out. I don't have a copy to look, but I have been so interested in this in so long because Emma over on her channel, Emmy, she read it a while ago and she was like, this is good. And I was like, on my radar, priority read, must get to. And then I just didn't ever touch it. I think because I have to go out of my way and like get it somewhere. I don't think it's on Libby. I'll have to double check. But one of those things where I'm like, that's extra work to find, so I won't worry about it. But it does really intrigue me. It's one that I really want to get to. I know that at its heart, it's like, I think it's like a Beauty and the Beast, Fae, Scotland type of story. I don't know, something about it. The cover alone really does it for me. So I just am excited to get to this one. And the other one is a Covers with Cassidy recommendation, Among the Razor's Edge. The fact that I haven't read this yet, it's fantasy, it's horror, it's, I want to say, maybe a little bit tournament-y. I know that she's like in a pit, which is what I say I want to do to people I don't like all the time, like politicians. I'm like, what if we just put them all in a really, really deep pit, throw in some food, let them do their little thing down there. I threaten that into the universe all the time, where I'm just like, throw them in a pit. So it's kind of like that. Criminals go into this pit, and I think she's either getting out or she has to fight her way out, like Gladiator style. I'm not really sure. I have to just wait and see. But I have been so intrigued by this book since I first heard it from Covers with Cassidy, and I'm like, why haven't I not picked it up yet? I know, I just have this feeling that I'm gonna love it. But maybe that's why I'm also avoiding it. What can you do? But that concludes my first category of backlist books that I really want to get to. Next, let's talk about the 2025 releases that I was so excited for, put on my anticipated, and then just did not get to. This is realistically such a much larger list. I have 6 obviously picked out, but 2 of them I don't own, and I kind of feel like swapping them in with books that I do have on my shelf. I kind of want to swap in When Devil Sings with The Raven Scholar, because again, it's on my physical shelf, but I want to get to them both. So I'll start with When Devil Sing. This is, I believe, a young adult horror. It was mentioned in, I think, the Goodreads Choice Awards. I wanted to get to it in like the summer, but it either wasn't out yet or it wasn't available or something had come up where I was like, I can't, but I want to. And then I kind of forgot about it. So I would like to get to this. And the other one that I don't own is How Not to Court Your Human Captive by A.K. Caggiano. This is an interesting book because it's following a couple. And then the next book is by a different author set in the same world. And then that author has another book, and then A.K. Caggiano is going to have another, and then they're going to have 2 more. So there's going to be 3 for each author set in the same universe. But I don't know if they're all different characters or just the first. I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to read and find out. I'm really excited. I love this author. Talked about her to death, but I really want to get to the series. But I kind of feel like maybe swapping this in with The Rose Bargain because I know I'm probably going to get to it. I really want to read it. I've been telling everybody to buddy read it with me, and then they go ahead and they read it and they all give it 5 stars, and I'm like, why haven't I just read it yet? I'm spiraling out of control because of it. But I also thought it would be fun if I read like The Rose Bargain and Thorn Season, and I think there's another one that's all like courting, tournament, fae style books that I just, something about that specific setting is really calling to me right now. So I might swap those things around. But the other ones that I have on my shelf would be Cruel as the Light. This is by Sophie Clark. I always want to say Sophie Clark. I couldn't remember the plot of any of these books because they've been on my shelf for too long at this point. But this one is like maybe a love triangle. War between demons and humanity has raged across Europe for over a century. At its heart are 2 elite soldiers, Celine, a powerful exorcist trained at the prestigious Vatican Academy, and foot soldier, Jules, unrivaled in battle. But when their paths cross despite initial distrust, then unwelcome attraction, Jules and Celine discover a terrible secret at the heart of the Holy Vatican City. Soon, Jules is forced to question everything he's known, including himself, and Celine, unable to ignore her growing feelings for Jules, must make an impossible choice between love and duty. But there's like fully another guy in the picture. Oh, there's 2 people. See, it's been a while since I looked at this edition. I've actually had this as a face out on my shelf literally since I got it. I got it and I said, this cover is so gorgeous. This is such a beautiful edition. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive. And I was like, I need to read it. I need to read it immediately. It's so chunky. I've really procrastinated this. I like this cover so much more than the original cover. It's also, I believe, young adult. Why haven't I read this? I really, really hope I love this. It's a 5-star prediction for me. I'm recommending it to everybody and I haven't even read it myself. I'm just really excited for this one. And then next up we have the last book in the Bow Before the Elf Queen series. This is Night Meets the Elf Queen by J.M. Curl. I adore this series. I'm so excited to see how it concludes. This book had gotten pushed off for a couple of months because the author was like going through it and like, girl, same, I feel you there. So I definitely want to get into this. The audiobook will be coming out sometime in 2026. I kind of just want to do like a whole series binge. Part of me feels like I might put out a video at some point this year where I binge the whole series with full spoilers and I just talk about it and I just have a good time. And that video is going to be for me, for the memes, but I might do it just because I love this series and I'm so happy to have it in my life. Bow Before the Elf Queen is an fated mate, but you have to work for it, marriage of convenience type of deal where, you know, this girl who was in hiding for so long finally gets summoned to her mate and has to get married to become the queen. And then so much more happens from there. The third book really veers into weird Vampire Diaries season territory, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. It just kind of got wacky, but like in the best way possible. I'm really invested in the series. Like, I know for a fact that I will be completing it and finishing it. It's like up there with Blood and Steel for me. Like, not quite as high, but it's pretty up there. I've just really enjoyed the series. I really want to read more from this author, like their other series and worlds. I'm just very, very happy to have this. I cannot wait. Oh, she's so pretty. I love. Next, we've got 2 Dark Academias. The first one being Calabasas. I know. This one is kind of embarrassing for me. I really had full plans multiple times, like since this was released, like the day of release. I've had plans to read this, do a whole dedicated vlog for it. One singular person asked for a reading vlog and I have not done it. I don't even know if that person watches the channel anymore, but I was like, one person asks for it, I have to do the video. But I am really intrigued by this. I've heard both things where like a lot of people who are full R.F. Kuang stans like defending this book to their dying breath, where other people are like, it's too smart for people, or you don't get it, or you don't know the classics. But also some people were like creating like reading lists, like you have to read these classics before you can read this. There was so much discourse around this book that I was very intimidated. And later out on, more people were reading it just kind of for fun, to enjoy, to not critique so intensely. And people were like, no, you don't have to read all of these things to get it. She does explain it and walks you through everything. So I feel a little bit more at ease with this book, but I'm still a little bit intimidated by it. I know R.F. Kuang is a genius in comparison to me, so I'm just hesitant. But I will be getting to this. I'm very excited. This is about 2 rival students chasing after their professor in the pits of hell. It's very Dante's Inferno. I really like the labyrinth of the stairs and everything. I guess it's a library, but there are stairs, so it counts. But yeah, I'm just very intrigued by this. I'm hoping that I love it. I hope that I get it, and I'm smart enough. We'll see. Last physical book that I own for this category is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I already told you guys in my best books that this is going to be my author. I'm going to read her 3, 4, 5, 6... minimum 6 times, if not much more. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I am ecstatic about this decision. This is going to make my whole year. She's gonna become a new favorite author. We're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna love everything. There's no jinxing it. There's no putting bad juju in the universe. I'm going to love this author, every single thing she puts out. I just know it. Arcana Academy, I know, is tarot magic, which really, really intrigues me. One of my favorite things is card magic in fantasy books. Like, this kind of shelf is like that whimsy, very Carval inspired. I love card magic. I love tarot card magic. There's just something so intrinsically me about it. I don't know how to explain it, but it really calls to me. It's something that I'm like wanting to put in any D&D campaign I play, in any fantasy novel that I think about writing, any storytelling whatsoever. I'm like, what if there was card magic though? Even my like TBR game that I'm creating, like, I'm like, but how can I use my tarot cards? Like, please, I love it. I love it. So I'm very excited to get to this. The sequel comes out in July. I'm hoping to buddy read this with Chloe. We'll have to just wait and see. But yeah, I've got very high hopes for this. I'm really hoping to love it. I cannot wait to get to it. It's Cassidy's favorite, so it's going to work for the romantasy bingo that she has. It's just all around great vibes. Okay, that was the last for that category. Next, let's go into my 2026 anticipated releases. Technically, it's separate from the series, but there's a couple series. It's fine. These are my most anticipated releases for 2026. The first one we have is You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. This comes out in March, I believe. This is C.G. Drews' adult debut. We've had Hazelthorn, we had Don't Let the Forest In. Those two have been smashing hits. I know that they had work previous to Don't Let the Forest In, but that's where they came on my radar and really blew up. Nice baby. So I'm excited either way, but this is their adult debut. This comes out before their next young adult, I believe, which comes out October or something, which is Scorpion something. Pop off. I'm actually kind of nervous for this one because it's a little bit more about motherhood and having an autistic kid and a haunted gothic manor. So it's definitely out of the classic C.G. Drew forest young adult gay vibes, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm trying to stay hopeful for it at the least. The next book that I'm very excited for is Starside by Alex Astor. At some point, Lightlark this year, hopefully, will be coming to a close. I will... it's gonna be so bittersweet. I've really enjoyed doing the plot recaps for the Lightlark series. Let me know if I should do it for Starside. I kind of feel like I should, because, that just makes sense to me. But I'm really excited for Starside. This is the first dystopian romantasy that I'm is this one gonna work for me? Is this one gonna be the 5-star? Because I'm not the biggest fan of dystopian romantasy. There's something about it that just doesn't quite work. Silver Elite was kind of the first, and I've read one or two after that, and I'm just not sure how I feel about them. I don't know if they're quite hitting the dystopian right, But either way, I'm gonna definitely go into this. I am an Alex Astor stan. I really like the Lightlark series, but this is going to be a lot more adult, a lot more spicy. And if you've read Lightlark, you know it can be spicy. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. I'm definitely hopeful. I definitely think I might be the one defender, but we'll have to just wait and see. And then following that, I've got The Caretaker. This is by Marcus Kluwer. This is the sequel, kind of companion, I guess more so, to We Used to Live Here. They're all set in the same weird universe. The Caretaker is kind of a character in We Used to Live Here. If you've read up on the theories on Reddit and see what people are talking about, I don't remember where he originally posted these chapters and whatnot, but The Caretaker was a smashing hit in whatever Reddit creepypasta sphere that he was writing in initially. And so I'm really excited to see how this goes. It's already got a movie deal. We Used to Live Here, The Caretaker, and whatever his third book is going to be. He got a 3-book movie deal. Crazy behavior. So I'm really intrigued to see how this one goes. I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful. I think it's gonna freak me out. I'm so ready for it. I really enjoyed We Used to Live Here. I actually really want to do a reread of it before this comes out. It comes out in April though, so we'll have to see because tax season and all that, but we'll see. And then I would say my most anticipated, the only book that I've pre-ordered, the tippy top of anticipated is the sequel to Shield of Sparrows, is Rights of the Starling. Lots of birds. Always birds. I don't know what this is going to be about, where it's going to go from here. I know that we're going to have a new setting. I'm going to miss the forest, but it's going to be fine. I don't know. I know that we're going to get answers, obviously. Politics are going to be happening. I think there's going to be more of a union between our couple because we're going to get a lot more answers because we're going to the kingdom finally. I'm so nervous this might have middle book syndrome, but I'm also so very excited because I really liked Shield of Sparrows. I really enjoyed Odessa. I'm so sorry. I butchered her name so bad in my best books of the year. How embarrassing for me. I've been listening to a podcast recently and Ophelia is one of the godly characters, and so I was thinking of that and it just messed me up. Her name's Odessa. I'm so sorry. I know, fake fan, my bad. But I really, really love the first book. It made it kind of into my top 10. So I'm very excited to see where we go from here. Something to tie me over until we get the third book. I'm excited. Also, apparently Shield of Sparrows has a potential movie auction that happened, or somebody's writing it into a screenplay. Intriguing, interested. Not sure how that's gonna translate, but hey, I'll support it. Next up, I have the End of an Era. Heartstopper Volume 6 is scheduled to come out this summer. I don't want it to end, but I also need it to come out so that Heartstopper Forever can come out so I can watch the movie. And guys, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it to be over. I know that it's so silly. I love Heartstopper so much. It is such a comfort to me. It's so nice seeing queer joy, especially in young adults. It's also so hard though, and I know canonically they're together forever, so there's not ever a point where I'm oh no, they're gonna break up. I know canonically they're together until they're old, they get a dog. I know they're gonna be okay. It's just my heart breaks for Charlie Spring, and I just love Nick so much, and I see a lot of myself in Charlie, and it's just like, oh my god. I'm not ready for it to end, but it's gonna be beautiful, and it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be great. I'm not ready though. And then the final anticipated release, I actually have an arc for from an author that I absolutely love and adore. I loved The Jested Heir and Jested Crown. I liked both books equally just as much. I love the duology as a whole. I'm so obsessed with Sarah and her journey. I'm like, oh my god, she passed the bar. Like, I'm just a proud fan over here, like stalking her Instagram to like hear any news. And the second I heard about Where No Shadows Stay, I was like, once that's on NetGalley, I'm requesting it, and I got it. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I have not started yet. It comes out in March, so I'm waiting a little bit closer to the release date. But guys, I am ecstatic for this one. I have really high hopes. It's horror? Like, what do you mean you're writing a nice little fantasy romance duology and then you're popping in with like fantastical horror? Like, what is going on here? I cannot wait to see what is in store for us all. I'll let you know as soon as I know how it goes, but I'm like... And then we got the last category, which is just sequels that I'm excited for. There are so many sequels coming out because I'm in the middle of way too many series. I don't know if that video comes out before this one or after this one, but there's so many series going on in my life. So these are the ones that I'm very excited for. First one we've got is The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker, the sequel to When the Moon Hatched. Long titles, oh my gosh. They feel like a D&D campaign. It feels very much like the DM is controlling the narrative rather than, like, maybe it's a bad DM. Sarah A. Parker is a bad dungeon master, but the D&D campaign and the world is really fun, and I kind of like that. But I do feel like our main character lacks a lot of agency in her story. She doesn't really get to make decisions. Plot just kind of happens to her, and she's along for the ride. But I just think the gods and the magic system is so cool that I can't even be bothered by the problem. Like, I understand that there's a lot of words in there, and she does not explain it, and it certainly has a lot of issues, but I just couldn't care. I was just so into it. I was like, yeah, it's vibe heavy, and Sarah A. Parker knows this world better than the rest of us, and she's not explaining it to us well, but like, I'm just strapped in for the ride, and we're gonna go. So yeah, looking forward to that. The next book, this is crazy of me, okay? This is the wildest decision I've decided to make. I put the, I think, 5th and or maybe 6th final book in a series I've not even started on this list. I put Violent Awakening on here. This is the last book in this series that is called Fortuna Swan. Oh my god, I didn't have to Google it. I was about to Google it and I didn't have to. Fortuna Swan. Haven't read it. Have always wanted to. And now the series is coming to an end and I'm like, now's the perfect time. So I think I might just binge the whole series and I can't wait. I know very little of what this is about anymore. This is another book that I kind of was put on my radar and recommended because of Emma. She really liked the series, or at least she used to. I don't know if she's enjoyed the 4th and 5th book as much, but we'll have to wait and see what her final thoughts might be. But I'm excited nonetheless. Like, I just think this is going to be a fun series. I'm really excited to get into it. It's kind of insanity to me that I haven't done this yet. Like, I've wanted to for so long, and I've put it off long enough that the final book is coming out this year. So I put it on the list, which is maybe a wild decision to do, but hey, here we are. Next book I've got is the sequel to Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. I loved Cemetery Boys. I thought it was a fantastic book, and now Esperatu is coming out. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to go on with our main boys. We've got a trans boy and a ghost in the first book, and a mystery that honestly was kind of scary. Like, I remember the ending and the reveals. I was not expecting it. I did not predict any of it, and I was actually a little bit terrified. It was spooky in a good way. So I'm really excited to see how this one goes. I never thought we would get a sequel. It was never something I was predicting. It wasn't in the cards, and it got announced a while ago in kind of like a hush-hush, like, hey, this is gonna happen at some point. And I was like, okay. And now it's finally happening. It's officially getting a date. I'm very, very intrigued to see what happens, where this goes. I feel like I'll probably need to, I don't know if it'll even matter to like refresh Cemetery Boys before. I probably will, just in case, but that one came out years ago. So it's interesting that we're getting a sequel now, all of a sudden. And then we've got a book that needs no further introduction. I'm reading the sequel to Anathema, which is Eldritch. Truly no surprise. I'm actually planning to do a plot recap for the series. 3rd book, I pray, comes out later this year. Please. But I loved Anathema. I initially gave it 4 stars. I think on a reread it might be 5. I have not stopped thinking about it. I'm kind of like obsessed with the world, and I'm obsessed with the vibes of it. It's very vibe heavy. It's very gothic, but I also really enjoy the plot. It's slow. It takes so long for our characters to come together, but the romance is also just like delightful. And I love the side characters, and the ending was like, like no way it ends that way. What a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger that I fully remember. Like I remember everything about it. It was kind of recent, but like still, I'm like, how dare you do that to me? I cannot wait to pick up Eldritch. It's in the cards for early this year. And then I have the Tapestry of Fate as well on this list, the sequel to Amina al-Sarafi, The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi in the Amina al-Sarafi series. I'm really excited. Shannon Chakraborty is an author I love and adore. I cannot wait to pick up more from this author. I actually also really want to finish the David Bod trilogy. Why I haven't, don't know. City of Brass was 5-star, and then I just never continued. I'm really bad at that sometimes. So I'm really excited to just, have a year of authors that I love and trust. I can't wait. But I'm so excited for Tapestry of Fate. I've been waiting for this release for so long, like constantly checking Goodreads to be like, any news about a new book yet? Like, what's going on? Like, I've been waiting for this release. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I hope to get a special edition from like Fairy Loot to match my other because it's so pretty. Fantastic. And then the last book, I don't have a physical copy of, but I do need to read the second book before I can read the third book. But I need to finish Kingdom of Claw so that I can read Dawn of the North by Demi Winters. This is the Road of Bones series, and I love it. It's Vikings. I really enjoyed, I enjoyed the romance. I enjoyed the found family. I enjoyed the travel. I loved everything about this book. I've heard complaints, and I just can't agree. I liked it so much. It really worked for me. I was so bamboozled by the first book. Like, you're setting it up, there's a romance, and you're like, okay, sure. Like, it's fine. I like it, but I also kind of like that other guy over there. And the way that I got bamboozled by this book, crazy direction to take. I also really like the magic. I really like a young girl who's kind of being wanted because she's got these like magical powers and hidden identity, and she ends up in a sticky situation by the end, and I really, really enjoyed the ride. I cannot wait. I just need to continue so bad, but at the same time it's like, should I just wait? I think there's gonna be 5 books in total. There's a 2.5 following a different side character in this. I'm just like, do I just wait until everything comes out? But I want to stay on top of it, but it's like also I feel like I should reread everything, even though they're so chunky. Why do they have to be so chunky? I think that's the main reason I haven't picked this up, is just because it's chunky. But 2026 will be my year of defeating my fear of big books. I read a 738-page book in 2025 like it was nothing. So if I could do that, I can read anything. I'm also, I guess, reading Moby Dick the first 3 to 4 months of this year. So we'll see how that goes for me. I'm nervous. But hey, it'll check off my chunky classic for Kirsten's The Reading Nymphs Bingo Challenge. So it'll be fine. It all works out in the end. But anyway, off topic, did not matter. I'm really excited for Dawn of the North. I just love this world. I just want to be in it. I just want to go back. I'm excited for it. So those are the 24 books that I am planning to read. And then I have 2 friend picks. So Daphne recommended to me Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I love this author. The fact I haven't read this one is a crime. My mother actually bought this book and was like, Sam, you have to read this. And I was like, okay, but you have to read A Man Called Uva. And we made that deal. I think she read A Man Called Uva. I think she watched the movie on Netflix. I didn't read Anxious People. I want to. I know the premise of like people being held hostage and then like they kind of do their own thing. I get the premise. I know what's going on enough. But I feel like it's gonna, pull some heartstrings. Frederick Bachman really knows how to hurt you. So I'm excited for that. And then Eliza recommended to me Daggermouth. And I think this is an urban fantasy romance. I don't think I can tell you anything else about it. It was something that she just kind of got obsessed over. Maybe her favorite book, best book of the year. Has not stopped talking about it. Thinks about it a lot. That and Heated Rivalries. Those are like her 2 brains right now. So yeah, I'm going to read Daggermouth. I don't know what it's about. I don't know if it's going to be good. I will let you guys know when I know and I find out. But yeah, I'm excited for it at least. And I hope it's a good time. So that's going to be it from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you made it to the end of this video, put a little heart emoji down in the comments for Daggermouth. And I will see you guys in my next video very soon. Bye!